Well, good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the mailman. Off to work. Rise and grind, people. Rise and grind. Going to be another wonderful day out here. Just took a double dose of my allergy medicine because it's been horrendous here in South Jersey. Run. I am late. I'm 6 minutes late today. 6. Whatever. I don't give a crap anymore. I don't. I was up too. Well, I actually slept later this morning than usual. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a wonderful morning. Let's get to the elephant in the room. Dallas did something. I'd like to know the details. If I'm Eric Kendricks and it's relatively the same money or less money, we better not have gave him less money than the Niners to come. I mean, that's how much, Mike Zimmer, But anyway, he was flying to San Fran to sign with the 49ers, only to get a call from Zim, and he comes to Big D, the star, and Michael Kendricks is a Cowboy. If Jane Slater, this is all in, baby. Nothing against Michael Kendricks. He's gonna help. I told you, give me him or Wagner. That I was fine with either one. But Michael Kendricks, he knows the defense. He's going to be able to help everybody in the room. So I'm good with it. Now we possibly get another linebacker, or we draft and what'll probably happen is we'll draft one, and then we'll pick up another one in free agency. Maybe draft two. We might draft two, but don't forget, we get all those. We'll have plenty. The one thing we do, I actually like their free agent signings better than I like their free agent signings better. I'm gonna sneeze. Wow, I sneezed. I paused it. I don't want to scare anybody. Ooh, here we go. It's not as warm this morning, but the sun is bright. All right. I'm having a sneezing attack. Lord have mercy. Drink some of this. God's nectar. But, yes, Eric Kendricks will be fine. Don't forget, we got Damone Clark. We got Overshown. We got a couple other. Buddy Johnson is in the building. We're going to draft one. Probably round 2. If I had to guess now, we take a linebacker in round 2. We go offensive tackle, linebacker. Maybe defensive tackle, but I don't think Sweat's going to be there. But anyway, Bobby Wagner ended up going to the Washington Commanders. We called that, right? We said Bobby was going to go to the Commanders. So, I called it. Now, this goes back to the last 2 years, right? Bobby Wagner was free. Dan Quinn must not have got what he wanted, because the first thing that Dan Quinn said when he got into Washington was he was happy to be with the team with a win-now mood instead of constantly worrying about the future. So, does Dallas care about Dan Quinn and what he thinks? No. But Dan Quinn ain't dumb. Dan Quinn obviously wanted Bobby Wagner. He obviously wanted him some Bobby Wagner in the last couple of years. And didn't happen. Did not happen. So, frustrating, of course. But I think Bobby Wagner got $8 $9 million this year. Washington is just spending money to spend money, and they have to spend money. There's a salary cap floor, so we get Eric Kendricks. It's probably better for us anyway. He could explain the Zimmer. He knows Zimmer's defense, so good move. We're waiting with bated breath. I made a video yesterday. I showed you what they were talking about inside the Star. A.J. Dillon is on the table. Possibly Ezekiel Elliott. I would like a J.K. Dobbins, but I don't know where he's at in his return to football. Is he going to be ready for training camp? How does that look? I mean, we went into last year with Tony Pollard, right? Now, he didn't have an ACL. He had a broken fibula, I believe. Or, I don't know, he had a broken bone in his leg or foot. Did not look anywhere near his normal self. He got a big deal. So, I just don't know where J.K. Dobbins is, if they're even entertaining that. A.J. Dillon's a bigger guy. Okay. I mean, all right. I mean, it's a veteran. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Would not have a problem. You need a body at that position. But I wouldn't be opposed to bringing Zeke back. Emmett. You want to come back, Emmett? Let's go, baby. Now, you don't have the offensive line you had back in the day. Plus, you are 53 or 52. No, Emmett. Just because Mike Tyson at 58 is coming back to exhibition Jake Paul, don't mean I want Emmett back. Stay out. This organization is a mess, Emmett. But yeah, so we'll see what I think that domino drops today. I think A.J. Dillon probably goes to another team. If it's any sort of bidding war, we ain't gonna win that. So, but I was a little disturbed this morning right before I left. That's why I was late. I was watching 105.3 The Fan. Again, they're doubling down. They had a report. A local news station had the interview. They had Dak's attorney. They had the accuser, who was all blurred out in the face, laid out the whole scenario as to what happened. They are going to file another civil suit against Dak Prescott, and they're going after him criminally. I'm just going to say this now. I'm not saying guilt or innocence. This is not good for the Cowboys and for Dak Prescott. Do I think he can ultimately win? It's very, very hard to win these types of situations. Very, very hard to win criminally. Easier to win civilly. But I'm afraid this may be the final straw into getting any sort of long-term extension. So you Dak haters, who you don't want the Cowboys to not hate. I'm not going to say Dak haters. You people out there who don't want the Cowboys to extend Dak long-term, this might have been your golden ticket here. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones probably will not. This changes their thinking. If they look into this and there's smoke here, more smoke than they originally thought. Everybody kind of just assumed it was a money grab. So, it'll be interesting to see. Where's this guy going? Yeah, you lost. Where you going? Oh, what's the matter? You ain't good enough? Yeah. Now you're gonna look around me. I'm doing 50, bro. In a 50 on a single lane road. People piss me off. I'm in no mood today. But yeah. So this may preclude any sort of long-term extension, and that's a shame. But it is what it is. It's the business. These athletes, based on what she said, who knows? I don't believe it's rape, but, again, I'm not going to be judge, jury. I don't know. But the fact that the fan, after the shitstorm yesterday, came out today and showed the local news interview with the Accuser, and it looks like it's the same attorney Michael Irvin used, I believe. So, interesting things happening in Dallas. The last thing that we needed was this. So, this might be the nail in the coffin for the Dak Prescott extension. It sucks. It really does. But again, I don't know. We'll see. The fact that she's going on a full court press isn't good. Let's just be honest. If she was scared by the $100 million lawsuit, her attorneys laughed it off and said, we're coming, and we're coming full force. So stay tuned for that. Great. We got another saga that we got to deal with in Dallas that has nothing to do with football. So at this point, I don't expect an extension with Dak Prescott. I think he'll be gone after this year. So as frustrating as that is, we need to get Trey Lance up to speed. And my question to you is, do we draft a quarterback this year? Laugh if you want. Now, I think what Dallas would do, assuming Dak was gone after this upcoming year, I think Dallas would bring in a veteran. Not Baker Mayfield necessarily, but like a Baker Mayfield. A guy like him making 40 rather than going with an absolute rookie. But they brought Trey Lance in for a reason. I would have to believe Trey Lance would be the starter in 2025. Probably draft a guy next year, because that means maybe, I'm not trying to be negative, people, but maybe this upcoming year isn't the best year. And with the new recent Dak news, this will be 8-9 win year at best. If we're lucky, blow it up, bring in a new coach, and everything. It's not something I'm looking forward to. It really isn't. This is disappointing. This is just adds insult to injury to everything we've been dealing with this offseason. So, it's unfortunate, people, but I'll be here to talk about it one way or another. Hopefully it blows over. But it doesn't appear so. So maybe they'll do an extension with Dak where they have provisions in it, obviously. But I doubt Dak would sign any sort of contract like that. He wants to clear his name. So, that being said, 2 o'clock Eastern, my lunchtime chat live from the mail truck. I'll see everybody there. 2 p.m. Eastern, lunchtime chat. Game Time Brian is out. Let's see what they do today. Peace out.